My child, you didn't stumble here by accident. I brought you. I've seen the silent war within you, the smile you wear to hide the exhaustion. You cry for peace in places where no one hears, but I do. I hear you when no one else does, and I respond in love, not delay. I am not slow. I am precise. I'm not absent. I'm intentional. Today, I want to ignite something in you that can never be stolen, a hope that outlives pain, a faith that doesn't depend on feelings, and a fire that no trial can quench. You were never meant to fade into the background of this world. You were made to shine with my glory on your life. So don't fear what's next. Don't fear the unknown. I'm already standing in your tomorrow. Let me speak what hell has tried to silence, because I saw every hidden battle that crushed your chest in the quiet hours of the night. Every room you walked into with courage that your soul was bleeding inside. I was there when no one noticed. I was present when no one reached out. You kept pushing forward, dragging your weary heart, whispering prayers that barely left your lips, but they reached me. Your voice may have trembled, but it moved my heart. I never required loudness to respond. I respond to surrender. And you, beloved, surrendered more than anyone knows. You gave me what hurt the most, and now will give you what heals the deepest. What I am doing in your life is not random. It's not late. It's not forgotten. It's a weaving, a divine orchestration where every shattered piece is becoming a mosaic of glory. Your story is not a mistake. It's a message waiting to erupt with light. You are not just passing through suffering. You are being forged in fire that will not destroy you, but define you. The pain you've endured was never wasted. I am turning it into power. I am sculpting strength from your sorrows. I am birthing something eternal in the places where everything once felt empty. Even now, as you listen, I am shifting the atmosphere around you. Heaven is leaning close, and the weight you've carried is being lifted not by effort, but by encounter. I am not asking you to fix it. I am asking you to fall into me. Let the tears fall if they must, because none of them are lost. They've watered the seeds of transformation. I've been collecting them like treasure, storing them for this hour when I pour beauty back into the places you thought would always remain barren. This is not just encouragement, it's prophecy. You will see fruit where you once saw famine. You will dance in places where you once only crawled. You are not forgotten. You are not stuck. You are not late. You are not too broken. The enemy has lied, twisted, shouted, but I'm silencing that storm with the authority of my voice. I'm not entering to rescue you halfway. I'm taking over. This is not just rescue, it's revival. And not around you, within you. I'm coming for your breath, your bones, your bloodstream. I'm going deeper than any scar, louder than any lie, stronger than any grip of fear that has tried to lock you out of your own destiny. Let me tell you this. The very darkness that tried to suffocate you is now being forced to witness your awakening. The enemy thought he buried you, but he didn't realize I planted you. And I don't plant without purpose. What's rising out of your soul is not small, it's sacred. What's being formed in your wilderness will shout louder than the voices of your past. The fire that was meant to destroy you is now the fire that will reveal me in you. And not in whispers, but in wonders, in strength, not in survival, in glory, not in guilt. Your future is not hanging by a thread. It's anchored in my promise. Every day I've written for you has purpose soaked into it. Not one step you've taken has been unseen. Even your hesitations, even your questions, I welcome them. I'm not distant from your doubt. I'm drawing near to your ache. You don't need to perform for me. I'm not asking for polish. I'm asking for presence. Just stay close. Just remain. Just breathe. Because as you do, I'm rebuilding what was broken. Not back to the way it was, but better, stronger, wiser, truer. The fire I lit inside of you can't be stolen. It may flicker, but it won't die, because I am the one keeping it alive. And today, I fan the flame again, that hope you buried, because it hurt too much to believe. I'm unburying it. That dream you locked away because you were tired of disappointment, I'm unlocking it. That version of you that you thought was lost in the chaos, I'm resurrecting it. I am not merely repairing you, I am releasing the fullness of who I created you to be. I have never called you weak because you broke. I call you brave because you stayed. You didn't walk away. You held on. You showed up. Even in silence, even in shadow, you didn't let go, and I see that. I honor that. And now I respond, not with delay, not with distance, but with fire, with presence, with myself. You are not standing still, you are standing at the edge of something new, not because you forced it, but because I planned it. I timed this moment before time began, and now the shift begins. I'm not asking you to understand it, I'm asking you to trust it. The pieces will not always make sense as they fall into place, but they will sing of my goodness when you look back. And I'm not done speaking yet. I'm not done speaking yet. Because what I've begun in you has only just started to bloom. The soil beneath you might feel unfamiliar, even unstable, but it is fertile with destiny. I've planted you where you'll grow strong, not where it's comfortable. You've been praying for peace, but I'm giving you something greater, divine resilience. A steady fire that doesn't flicker just because the wind howls louder. You asked me to take the pain away, but I'm transforming the pain into a holy doorway, one that leads to revelation, not ruin. Child, you're not walking in circles. I'm leading you through layers. Every season you thought was a detour was actually part of my preparation. I've been pruning, not punishing, refining, not rejecting. What felt like delay was divine development. You were not forgotten, you were being fortified. The tears you shed in secret have watered the roots of an unshakable future, one that won't collapse the next time the world gets loud. You keep wondering when the breakthrough will arrive, but the truth is you are the breakthrough. You are becoming what you prayed for. You don't see it all yet, but there's a fire inside you that hell has already tried and failed to extinguish. That fire didn't come from emotion or willpower. It came from me. I put it there when you couldn't go on, when you didn't even know what was left to pray. I breathed on you when you didn't even know I was that close. You thought you were walking through shadows alone, but I was the one holding your weight when your knees were buckling. I never asked you to pretend. I never called you to perform. I called you to be real with me, with yourself. I love you too deeply to let you build a life on the foundation of fear. That's why I've been shaking things, so what is false falls away, and only what is rooted in me remains. The shaking wasn't to destroy you, it was to awaken you. I wasn't trying to take everything from you. I was preparing to give you everything that will finally last. And yes, I saw when your heart was tired of hoping, when you stood in rooms full of people but felt invisible, when the enemy whispered that you were too far behind, too flawed, too late. But I've silenced those lies with something stronger than sound, my blood, my covenant, and my unwavering voice speaking over your identity. You are not behind. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not disqualified. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible to me. You are mine. You belong to me not as a servant begging for scraps, but as a beloved child seated at my table. You've been scraping through seasons trying to survive, but I'm inviting you into something deeper than survival, into communion, not just moments of inspiration, but a life of supernatural strength, not temporary relief, but radical transformation, not shallow peace, but deep-rooted joy that makes no sense to the world. And if you wonder why it's taken this long, listen carefully. I had to let the shallow roots die so I could plant something deeper in you. I had to clear away the noise so you could hear my whisper. I had to close doors that would have led to your destruction. You didn't lose opportunities, you gained alignment. What I remove, I replace with better. What I take away, I redeem in double. What I allow to fall apart, I rebuild with unshakable foundations. And when I build, no storm can undo it. This next season you are stepping into is not built by your effort. It is formed by your surrender. I'm not promoting you because you strived harder. I'm elevating you because you trusted deeper. And where I am taking you, Human applause will not be enough to sustain you. That's why I've trained your ears to hear my voice louder than the praise or the criticism. That's why I let you walk through silence, so my voice would become your anchor, not just your option. Because I don't want to give you a life that looks good, I want to give you a life that is good, and that begins inside, in the places no one sees but me. In the corners of your heart, you've tried to hide even from yourself, but I see them, and I'm not scared of them. I'm healing them, I'm reclaiming them, I'm speaking into them right now. The places where trauma left a bruise, where shame tried to build a wall, where fear kept rewriting your worth. I'm tearing those scripts apart and writing something new, not just for you but through you, because others need what I'm birthing in you. This isn't just about your healing, it's about your anointing. There is oil being crushed from the weight you've carried, and that oil will break chains, not only in your life, but in the lives of many who thought hope had left them forever. The fire inside you is not just light, it's a torch. You are a carrier of my glory in a world drowning in counterfeit, and the world won't always understand it. That's okay. It's not about being understood, it's about being obedient. Don't trade your fire for approval. Don't water down your identity to fit into places I've called you to disrupt. Don't shrink back just because you feel the tension. The tension is proof that you're no longer a prisoner to the old you. You are shedding old skins. You are rising from old cycles. You are walking in new light. And it's not pride to carry it boldly, it's obedience. You are not being arrogant when you stand in who I say you are being faithful. So don't let fear re-enter where faith has already stepped in. Don't let the voices of yesterday hold the microphone anymore. I've cut the cord of lies. I've pulled you from the pit. And I'm not placing you back where you were, I'm planting you higher, on the mountain, invisibility, where my glory will rest on you in ways even you didn't expect. You don't have to force it. Just keep walking with me. Keep letting me lead. Keep letting me breathe truth into your lungs. And I'm still not finished speaking. I'm still not finished speaking. Because what I'm building in you is too sacred to rush. Every word I'm speaking now is breaking something open inside. You're not just to comfort, but to commission. I'm not just rescuing you from the fire, I'm making you the flame. I'm not just whispering peace, I'm declaring purpose. The very same pain that tried to drown. You will soon become the platform from which you will rise, not with bitterness in your mouth, but with boldness in your voice. You keep asking if you're enough. But child, I didn't choose you based on your ability, I chose you because of your surrender. I didn't look at your resume, I looked at your heart. And while the world weighed you by what you could offer, I looked deeper. I saw the yes you whispered through clenched teeth, the way you stayed when it was easier to leave, the prayers you prayed even when you felt like I wasn't answering. You showed up broken, but you showed up, and that was enough, more than enough for me to move. I am not searching for the qualified, I am qualifying the surrendered. I am lifting up the ones who the world overlooked. I am pouring oil on those who thought they'd missed their moment. You haven't missed anything. I held it in my hand until the time was right. And now that you've been refined in the secret place, now that your roots have grown strong in the quiet, I will reveal what I've hidden in you all along, not to impress others, but to shine through you in a way that draws them to me. You are my vessel, not made of gold, but of yieldedness, and that's what I anoint. Don't worry if others don't see it yet. I didn't call them to see, I called you to believe. This is between me and you. The fire I'm lighting in your soul isn't meant to impress the world. It's meant to burn away everything that ever told you you weren't chosen. I am setting your identity on fire, so the lies can't attach to it anymore. I'm dismantling every label that ever tried to define you by your wounds, and I'm branding you with my truth. You are mine. You are whole. You are filled. You are called. You are not in the middle of random struggle. You are standing in the heat of transformation. This fire is not to destroy you. It's to consume everything that was never meant to stay. Old fear, old shame, old doubts. Let them burn. Let them fall. Because I am building something inside of you that the fire cannot touch. It's eternal. It's unshakable. It's me alive in you. And I know it hasn't been easy. I know your hands are tired from holding on. I know you've stood in storms that tried to break your mind. But even when you whispered, "I can't anymore," I was already lifting you. You didn't see it, but you never stood alone. I stood with you. When everyone else walked away, I walked in closer. I didn't wait for you to feel strong. I strengthened you in the middle of your weakness. That's how you made it here. Not because you figured it out, but because I carried you through. Now, look around. The landscape may look the same, but the atmosphere is different because you are different. You're not the same person you were when the battle began. You're stronger, clearer, deeper. Don't look back longing for what used to be. That version of you had to die so something eternal could be born. What's rising in you now is not something the world gave you, it's something I buried in you before you were born, and nothing can steal it. No demon, no circumstance, no failure. It's sealed by me. So breathe deep, not because everything is perfect, but because I am present. You don't have to hold your breath, waiting for the next attack. That season of fear is ending. You are not walking into more warfare, you're walking into revelation. You're not crossing into more confusion, you're entering clarity. I'm lifting the fog. I'm opening the heavens. I'm pouring new vision into your eyes and fresh oil on your head. Not because you earned it, but because I am good, because I am faithful, because I keep my promises. You prayed for peace, but what I'm giving you is presence, and my presence changes everything. It calms storms without needing to shout. It restores years with a single word. It breaks chains without needing a key. That's the weight of who I am, and that's who's walking with you, not beside you, within you. You are not just following me from behind. I have placed my spirit inside of you, and that means you carry more than you even realize. You carry answers to prayers you've never heard. You carry fire that generations before you cried out for. You carry a legacy that doesn't begin with your name, but with my name. And because of that, the enemy is terrified. That's why the battle's been intense, because your breakthrough isn't small. It's a gate opening, chain breaking, identity restoring move of heaven, and it starts inside you. So let me keep speaking. Let me take you deeper. Don't tune me out because you feel unworthy. Don't pull away because it feels too good to be true. My goodness is not fragile. My mercy is not a mood. I'm not shifting with your emotions, I'm building you to stand regardless of them. I don't change my love based on your success or failure. I am love, and that love is healing places in you that no one else ever touched. Yes, even now I'm going deeper, into the root of the fear, into the echoes of past abandonment, into the memories that you've shoved into silence. I'm going there not to shame you, but to restore you, because you don't have to carry this alone anymore. You don't have to hide anymore. You don't have to pretend you're okay. I'm not afraid of your pain. I'm not overwhelmed by your questions. I'm not stepping back. I'm stepping in, and I will not leave you here. I am not done. I am not done. And I will not stop until every corner of your soul feels the full weight of my love, until every lie that made you question your worth is crushed under the truth of who I say you are. I am not merely whispering comfort into your wounds. I am rebuilding your identity from the ground up. I am returning the pieces of you that life tried to scatter. I am gathering what shame attempted to dismantle, and I am breathing life back into places you thought were lost forever. Let this truth wrap around your heart like armor. You were not broken beyond my reach. You are not too complicated for my touch. You are not too late for my timing. I am not repelled by your weakness, I am drawn to it, because it gives me room to move without resistance. I step into your brokenness, not as a guest, but as the rightful king. The throne of your heart was never meant for fear. It was meant for me. And I'm reclaiming that throne now, not with demands, but with deep, unstoppable love. This is my promise to you, now and forever. It begins to burn with new clarity. No more defining yourself by past seasons. No more wearing labels that were never mine. You are not what they did to you. You are not what you failed to achieve. You are not the mistakes you made in the dark. You are not the things you were never given. You are mine, named by me, chosen before time, formed with precision, breathed into existence by purpose. You carry my fingerprint, you bear my voiceprint, you reflect my glory even when you don't feel glorious, and I will spend your lifetime showing you what that means. Layer by holy layer, you've been carrying wounds as if they disqualify you. But what if I told you they're now the doors through which my light will pour? What if I told you that the very parts of you that have felt the most fragile will now become the places where my power is revealed most purely? You thought survival was your only story, but I'm rewriting it with triumph. Not the kind the world recognizes, but the kind that sets captives free just by being near you. You are becoming a living testimony, not because your life was easy, but because my presence made it holy. I know what you've lost. I know the silent screams you've buried beneath polite prayers. I know the moments you walked away from mirrors because you couldn't stand to look at your own reflection. But look again, child, not with your old eyes, but with mine. Look at what's rising. Look at the resilience wrapped in every scar. Look at the depth you carry now, the softness, the wisdom, the strength that didn't come from being untouched, but from surviving storms that should have drowned you. You are still standing. That is not an accident. That is evidence of me. And if you knew how many angels held the line when you were too tired to keep fighting, if you could see the heavenly warfare that surrounded you when the enemy declared you finished, if you could only feel what I feel when I look at you, child, you'd never question your worth again. You'd never minimize your voice again. You'd never accept less than holy again. You were born for more, not more popularity, not more performance, more presence, more purpose, more of me. I am the one who called you out of the pit. I didn't call you to return to fear, to silence, to the cage of your past. I called you to walk in authority, not arrogance, but the quiet confidence that comes from being fully known and fully loved. You don't have to prove anything anymore. The cross already proved it. I am enough, and because I live in you, you lack nothing. You lack nothing for the calling on your life. You lack nothing for the restoration ahead. You lack nothing for the peace I'm pouring into your atmosphere. Even now, the winds are shifting. What once overwhelmed you is losing its grip. The shadows are retreating, not because you're trying harder, but because my light has come, not as a fleeting moment, but as a permanent dwelling. I'm not a distant God appearing only when you perform well. I am the one who moves in when everyone else walks out. I don't ask for strength, I give it. I don't wait for perfection, I move through surrender. That's why you're feeling me even now, not just as comfort, but as courage. I'm teaching you how to breathe again without fear attached. I'm showing you how to dream again without bracing for disappointment. I'm calling you to live again, not just survive. I want you to taste joy without guilt. I want you to walk into rooms without shrinking. I want you to speak without second guessing. I want you to stand in the light and know you belong here. Because I've placed you, I've equipped you, I've anointed you. And yes, the battles may still come, but they won't break you the way they once did. Not because the battles are smaller, but because you are stronger. Stronger not because of self, but because you're finally walking with me at the center. That's where your authority comes from. That's where the fire gets brighter. That's where joy gets deeper. That's where peace becomes unshakable. So don't retreat now. Don't run just because the light feels too big. You were born to carry it. You were created for glory, not fleeting fame, but the kind of glory that transforms every space you enter. My glory in you will bring healing to others, not by preaching at them, but simply by being present, by loving without condition, by listening with compassion, by living from a place of overflow, not emptiness. And yes, I am still speaking. I am still speaking, because you're not just hearing words, you're receiving an impartation. I'm doing something deeper than inspiration. I'm reshaping the atmosphere within you, rebuilding the architecture of your soul with truth. That's not just meant to encourage you, but to carry you. I'm not speaking so you'll feel better for a moment. I'm speaking to awaken what was sleeping inside of you, what life buried. I'm resurrecting what fear muzzled. I'm unchaining what shame silenced. I'm releasing with power, because I've seen how the world trained you to shrink, to second guess the stirring in your spirit. I've seen how trauma tried to shape your decisions, how anxiety poisoned the way you saw your future. But I'm cutting through all of it now with my word. My truth is not decoration, it's deliverance. I'm setting you free from the need to explain yourself. You don't owe an apology for the way I've made you, for the fire I've placed in you, for the calling that doesn't make sense to others, but fits perfectly in my hand. You don't have to wait for others to believe in you before you move forward. You don't need their agreement. You don't need their permission. I've already said yes. I've already opened the door. I've already prepared the way. What you're stepping into is not a maybe, it's a divine certainty. And even though you still feel traces of doubt clinging to the edges of your heart, I'm not intimidated by them. I can walk with you through doubt. I can lead you even when you're trembling. You don't have to be fearless, you just have to follow. And when you do, watch how the ground shifts beneath you. Watch how the atmosphere bends to my word. Watch how chains you thought were welded to your soul suddenly fall off without a sound. Not because you fought harder, but because you finally stopped running from my voice and started walking in it. This is not just a turning point, it's a new era for your life. One where your yes holds weight. One where your wounds become windows. One where your joy returns not timidly, but like a flood that refuses to be held back. I am silencing the inner critic that has stalked you for too long. The one that replayed every failure, every flaw, every moment you wish you could erase. I'm drowning that voice beneath a louder one. Mine, and my voice doesn't condemn. My voice creates. My voice doesn't rehearse your shame, it calls you higher. My voice doesn't echo your fear, it breaks it. My voice doesn't point at the mess, it speaks light into it. Let me speak, and watch what happens in the places that have been silent for years. Do you feel it yet? That steady warmth returning to the parts of you that grew cold, that hunger rising in your chest, not for the world, but for more of me. That's not emotion, that's resurrection. That's the dry bones starting to rattle again. That's destiny being awakened, not with noise, but with authority. And this authority doesn't come from platforms or applause, it comes from knowing who you belong to. You are not an orphan in the spirit. You are a child of the King. Not a stranger in my courts, you are home. You don't need to strive for acceptance anymore. You've already been embraced. You don't need to hustle for love, it's already been lavished on you. My arms are not crossed in disappointment. They're wide open in welcome. I never turned away from you in your mess. I stepped into it. I sat with you in it. I wept with you. I warned for you. And now I'm lifting you. Not because you climbed high enough, but because I stooped low enough. That's what grace is. And child, grace has gripped you. You're standing on the edge of fulfillment, not because of your performance, but because of my promise. And I do not lie. I do not tease. I do not forget. Every seed you planted in tears I remember. Every night you stayed faithful when no one saw I recorded. Every time you loved even when it cost you I multiplied. Nothing has been wasted. Not one act of obedience. Not one surrender. Not one broken hallelujah. All of it has been building toward this moment, this rising. And this rising is not flashy. It's holy. It's not loud with ego. It's quiet with power. It's not about titles or stages. It's about territory. You are taking back the ground the enemy tried to steal, not just for yourself, but for others too. Your breakthrough is generational. Your freedom will overflow. Your voice will awaken the slumbering. Your presence will shift atmospheres, not because of you, but because I am in you, and where I dwell, darkness has no foothold. So don't be afraid to walk forward, even if it feels shaky at first, even if your voice trembles, even if your hands feel weak. That's how all true beginnings feel, holy and human at once. Just take the next step. I'm not asking for perfection, I'm asking for your yes. And as you say yes again and again, you'll realize you were never as far away from breakthrough as you thought. It was always just one surrender away. And you're here now, standing in the light of what I've already begun. And beloved, I'm still not done, my child. As I speak these words over you, know this: you are not alone in your journey. I am with you always, intentionally, precisely. I brought you here for a purpose far greater than you can see right now. The battles you fought, the tears you cried, the nights you felt silent and unseen, all of it has been weaving a tapestry of glory that will shine through your life like a radiant dawn. Do not let weariness steal your hope. Do not let doubt silence the fire I have ignited within you. That fire is eternal, that hope is uncheckable, that faith is anchored deep beyond feelings, beyond circumstances. You were created to shine, to carry my light into the darkest places. I am already standing in your tomorrow, ready to walk with you, to fight for you, to lead you into the fullness of all I have prepared. So lift your eyes and breathe deeply, for your breakthrough is near. The story is not over, it is only beginning. Hold fast to me, and let my love be the song that carries you forward. I'm your refuge, your strength, your ever-present help. With me, you will rise. With me, you will overcome. With me, you will shine. Remember always, you are mine. You are loved beyond measure, and I will never leave you nor forsake you. This is my promise to you, now and forever.